Okay, so for this topic, this is a brand new topic on something we call coordinate geometry. So what is this topic all about? Okay, this topic will explore something to do with coordinate, the kind of coordinate that you learn in Sec 1, like the XY coordinate. And we are going to explore the length and the gradient and the equation. Okay, so there will be a lot of this kind of language that you will need to take note. Okay, so we'll start the first one with something called line, a length of a line. So so okay, there some people may be thinking, so what is actually a line segment? So actually a line can be very long. So we are just going to take a small section of it. And from the small section, we can tell a lot of things. So the first thing is we can tell how long is that section. So the length is also the same idea as the distance. So sometimes it will be the distance between 2 points, or sometimes it can be called the length of a line segment. It doesn't matter, it is the same thing. Okay, so I can show you some basic examples first. So okay, so I'm going to be using the X and the Y axis to show you. So I can show you a horizontal line segment. So for example, here, like this is the 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So, like for example, if let's say I talk about this line segment, this is a horizontal line. So this tiny little line. So if the line is on the x-axis, if the line is horizontal, it's actually very easy to tell the length. So if you look at the x coordinate, do you realize that this is like 4 units long? 5 minus 1, you can tell that it's actually 4 units long. So for a horizontal line, it's quite easy to tell. So for vertical line, it's also quite easy to tell. So for example, it's something like this, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if let's say I talk about this line here, a vertical line, I can simply tell that that's 3 units. So for a horizontal line and vertical line, we can tell the length very easily, but not when the line are kind of slanted. Okay, so can you see for a horizontal and a vertical line? It's actually very easy to tell the length by just looking at the numbers. We can actually tell. Okay, but let's say we do not have this kind a very horizontal or vertical line. Okay, let's say we don't have it. Okay, let's say we don't have. So let's say I have something like this here, and then I have something like this here. So how long is this line? So I do know the coordinate here, and I also know the coordinate here. So if I have the coordinate, I can do a bit of Pythagoras theorem. I can try to do a Pythagoras theorem. So this is 2 units, and this one is also 2 units. So I can try to do a Pythagoras theorem so that I can tell what is the length. So that is exactly what the formula here is trying to do. So the formula here is trying to help you to calculate the length by doing a Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so I will explain to you the formula first, and I show you how does that work. Okay, so what you will need is you will need 2 coordinates. Okay, so you will need 2 coordinates. You must know the x and y. So you must know x, y, x1, y1, and x2, y2. So you must have the 2 coordinates. So it can be any of the coordinates that is on the xy axis. So I'm just showing you a generic one where this is A and then this is B. So if I'm interested in the length here and I would like to do a Pythagoras theorem, So if I would like to do a Pythagoras theorem, I need to draw it out. Then I can do a bit of a Pythagoras theorem. But the formula helps me to calculate. So I'm going to show you how the formula helps me to calculate. So first of all, if you look at this bracket is a subtraction of the x coordinate. So you can subtract either way. You can subtract x1 minus x2 or x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter. You can subtract it any way that you like. So if let's say you choose to subtract uh x2 subtracting x1. Okay, so can you see the arrow is that side? So I'm subtracting the other one. Okay, so if you are doing this, okay, it will be good if you follow the same thing for y. So you are also subtracting the same direction. So basically you are squaring it and then you add them up. And then you take a huge square root. Okay, so I will show you on a numerical example first. Okay, so in the next numerical example, maybe for a start, you can draw it out first. So have a good idea where are the two coordinates first. So the coordinate A is -1. Okay, and I need a 4. So that is the coordinate for A. Coordinate for B, you will need to go until 8 and 8 minus 7. So maybe you got to do a bit of drawing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if it's not enough, okay, now we try to draw. So you can see it's very troublesome if you really need to draw. So this is just for the first time that you are learning this. Subsequently, we don't need to draw. So -7. So where is -7? So you need to know your axis, your coordinate. So 8 minus 7 is here. So these are my 2 points, and I'm interested in the length here. So, okay, a bit ugly. Let me redraw the line first. So I'm interested in the length here. So if I'm interested in the length, I do need to form a Pythagoras theorem. So can you see? Actually, I can form a Pythagoras theorem. So I'm sure you can count how many units are there. I'm sure you can count how many units are there. You can count. So you will get 11 units here. And here you will get 9 units. So if you do a Pythagoras theorem, you will have gotten the length. If you do according to Pythagoras theorem, it will be like 11 square plus 9 square. So that will give you something like square root 202. Okay, you will get a 14.2 units. So if you draw it out and you try to do the Pythagoras theorem, you will get the length, but it's going to be very troublesome. So I'm going to show you how do we use the formula. So I'm going to put the coordinates side by side first. Okay, and remember you look at the formula, you need to subtract the x coordinate. So which direction will you prefer to subtract? It doesn't matter. So I prefer to subtract like this. So I prefer to subtract -1, -8, and then I square it. So I subtract the x coordinate. I also subtract the y coordinate. Be careful when you're subtracting the y coordinate. -4 minus, there is a minus already. So it's a -7. So you are subtracting the two y coordinate and then you're going to add them up. Okay, why are you adding them up? Because remember Pythagoras theorem is a squared plus b squared. So that's exactly what we're doing. So from here, you will get a -9 squared. You will get hmm, oh sorry, I think I have a careless sign error here. Okay. So I will get 11. So 4 plus 7. So you work carefully, you will still get the answer. So you get 81, you get 11 squared. So all in all, you get 202, which is a 14.2 units. Okay, so you subtract the x coordinate, square it, subtract the y coordinate, square it, and then you add them up. So that is like the Pythagoras theorem that they kind of help it out with the formula. So instead of draw, you do not need to draw. You just need to perform the formula correctly. Okay. So that is the one of the basic thing that you need to learn. You must learn how to find the length between 2 points. So, but the question that comes with it, sometimes they don't directly tell you. It won't be directly that I'll find the length between these 2 points. Sometimes they will have given you a length and there will be some algebra unknown in the coordinates. So it's a two-way process. So anyway, this one is called the length formula. So it will kind of replace the Pythagoras idea. So you do not need to draw it out when you use the formula. You just need to apply the formula and calculate accordingly. When the answer is not nice, okay, put it as 3SF. Okay, however, like I mentioned just now, if it's horizontal or vertical line, we can do without the formula. So for example, if it's a horizontal line or a vertical line, okay, without applying the formula, we can tell. So that is one of the shortcut that you need to take note. So we are not going to be using the formula for every line. If it's a horizontal or vertical line, sometimes we may not need to. Okay. But of course, if let's say it's a horizontal and vertical line, if you still use the same formula, you actually get the same answer as if you calculate normally. Okay, so that will be the basic length formula that you must know and you must use with accuracy.